I'm back. Sorry. That is one of the drawbacks. I just lost everybody. And I just lost my connection. And I'm so sorry. It's one of the drawbacks to living out in the country, up on the hill, with a lot of trees around you. Sometimes you lose internet connection. So come back and join me, please. Didn't mean to lose you. I am so sorry about that. Anywho, tonight I want to share with you an organizing frame that I came up with. It's probably out there on Pinterest and I have not seen it, FYI, but I wanted to share it with everybody because one of the rooms in our basement I decided to turn into my painting area, my studio, along with another room in the basement that I commandeered for my studio, which is where people come out and I hold classes every week, sometimes twice a week. So that room I commandeered, and I thought, well, I'll take the other room because it was our weight room and we're really not using it, which is a darn shame because we should be using the weight room. So, hi Kiera. When you join, please say hi to me. I hope I don't lose Amy. Come back, Amy. My internet connection was awful. So, I commandeered this extra room to turn into my studio and office, and I have my desk, and I have an area where all my cutting station is, so I cut all my stencils. And then I have another area behind me, which is where I ship all my Etsy orders out of. And then, of course, my painting stuff and yada, 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 yada. But in taking up this room, I did not want to destroy the walls too much. Or the carpet, because it's brand new carpet in here and brand new paint. So I needed a place on the walls to hang up my stuff. So kind of like a pegboard is what I needed. So I didn't want to take up a whole wall, because you know when you put a pegboard up, you have to put some kind of like a 1x2 up on your wall so that you can put your pegboard attached to that, so when you put the little hooks in, it can fit in between there and it holds on the board. So I didn't want to take up a wall and put a bunch of 1x2s up on the wall and do that. So I am really bad about going to the Hobby Lobby and, hi Heather, how you doing? We miss you. I'm really bad about when I go down the clearance aisle, especially when they do the 90% off, of grabbing stuff even if I don't need it, but I think I'm going to need it. So I go ahead and grab stuff. And I don't know what my obsession with frames is, but it's pretty bad. I probably shouldn't even show you the stash I have of frames, but here's one of them. And this is what comes out of the framing department. There's no glass, there's no back to it. It was $29.99 and I paid $2.99 for it. Like, that is just insane. So I grabbed it. I grabbed a whole bunch of them, actually, like an unnatural amount of frames. So I grabbed him. Hi Deb, hi, nice to see ya. So I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? And I really have had these probably for about 4 years. So in between our moves until we got out here, I carted them with me everywhere I went. So I really didn't know what I was gonna do with them. I thought maybe I'll make chalkboards out of them. I put some board in between here and just make chalkboards out of them. But then I kind of like got out of that phase of making chalkboards. So let's take the two and put them together. I needed some pegboards to hang up my tools up over my cutting station. I need to put like my scissors and all that good stuff. So let's combine pegboard and a frame. And let's make something that we can hang on the wall. It's not going to destroy the wall. It's no different than hanging a picture up in here. So let's get to work. Are you ready? Let's do this. So you're going to need a frame from the Hobby Lobby. And if you go down into their clearance aisle, especially when they do the 90% off, grab a frame because you're going to need it at some point, especially if you want to do something like this. Then go to the Lowe's Nose or the Home Depot, but our Home Depot doesn't have cutting services. Our Lowe's does. And even though they say they're supposed to charge you, most times if you just kind of wink at them, they won't charge you. So I got a big 4x8 sheet and brought it home. Now I did cut this one. Hubby helped me cut it down to smaller pieces, and then I cut this out by hand. So I used, on this one, I think I used the Heritage Collection. It's the all-in-one, which is what we're going to be using in our upcoming cabinet making or cabinet makeover classes. It's an all-in-one paint from Heirloom Traditions. It's a primer, paint, and wax all in one. You don't have to do anything else to it. And because this is like yucky board, I decided to use that. So I think I used a gray that I had picked up. At first I did like a teal, then I decided I wanted gray over it. So it's kind of streaking through there. I didn't want a solid coat. So I measured the inside of the frame, the back side. My stickers are still on there. So this part here, the little lip, I measured that. And I cut this out to go inside of it. Before I did, or after I cut it, I painted it so at least have some color to it. And then I stuck it inside of there. Okay, too easy. Now, it's pretty much flush with the back of it, so if you do that and you put it against your wall, your hooks are not going to be able to go in there. So, what you need to do is what I'm about to show you. I grabbed some wood, pieces of pallet that we had ripped apart and used for our signs. This is some scrap pieces that were left over. They're probably about a 1/2 inch thick, maybe, yeah, I think they're about a 1/2 inch. Let's just get an idea. You don't need anything more than 1/2 inch, I can tell you that. So yes, 1/2 inch, exactly. You're going to need to attach that to the back so that it brings it out from the wall enough for that hook to go up underneath there, okay? So here's what I did. So let's do that right now. Get my handy dandy glue. I love me some glue. Are you there? How y'all doing tonight? Y'all have a good weekend? Hope so. Ours was very relaxing. Yesterday I had a big party up in Louisville for some church gals, and we had a wonderful time. So I don't know if you can see this because I see comments in there. So what I did is I just ran a bead of glue and I laid it down at the top and the bottom, okay? And then we're gonna get out the handy dandy tools. This is my favorite tool of all time. It's an air nailer, battery pack, so I don't have a big compressor hanging behind me. So let's nail them down on here. Whoop. Kind of loud, isn't it? Okay. Alright, so now that is attached to the back. Okay? Whoops. To keep this in here, because this does not have any of those little clips that would normally be in a frame. Oh my gosh, you could totally do that. You could like go to, if you couldn't make a frame like this, you could totally go to the dollar store and get their frame, like an 8x10, and you could take out the glass, and then you'd have that little clip piece, and then you could put a piece of pegboard in there and hang that on your wall. So cool. So anyway, what I did with this, the rest of them, and I'll show you my other ones that I did, is I ran a bead of hot glue all the way around it. Hello, Claire. Thanks for joining us tonight. I ran a bead of hot glue all the way around here to keep this in place. And there is my pegboard frame. And I took a hook, popped it up in there, and there's my pegboard. Super cool, super cute, super easy, super cheap, and super organized now. I'm so happy. So excited to show you what I did this week. This, oh my gosh, I have got to show you. You are just going to die. Like, I went to a garage sale, and they had this frame. And I'm like, is this just not too adorable? Look at that. I think I paid $2 for it. Let me show you. This was the picture inside of it. Like, something like, it reminds me of the Chucky dolls. This is like creepy. I just don't even know. It's probably like a work of art. It's signed, and there's probably something really special about this, but it kind of creeped me out just a little bit. So I took it out. I don't know how to use that. I mean, I could probably paint like the Heirloom Traditions all in one. I could probably paint that on here and use it as a chalkboard. But for now, it goes upside down over on my shelf for the hot glue gun to go on. So that's what came in here. So I popped that out, and I had some, I thought, I'll be real honest with you, I thought it was gold, but it was silver when it came out of the can, so my bad. So I spray painted this one silver, and then I did the same thing. I put just enough, a 1/2 inch board, just to pull it out from the wall enough, and I put one of those little sawtooth hangers on there. So then my little hooks go on there, and that's what hangs behind my desk. Is that not super cute or what? I think it's adorable. Hang my markers on there. Let's put some more on here. One of those. Hang my scissors up. Did I get them there the right way? So what do y'all think? You think you can handle something like this? Too easy. Like, you don't have to know how to operate a bunch of power tools or anything to do that. And see, there's your organizing frame. So I think probably the pegboard, a 4x8 sheet at Lowe's is probably, I don't know, maybe $7, $8. And then the frame, well, this one here was $2 at a garage sale, but you can pick them up anywhere. I'm really sure you could do that. My other frame was $2.99 at Hobby Lobby. So you're not talking hardly any money at all. These are probably the most expensive thing on your project is these little hooks. And usually you can get a bag of them at Lowe's, which is pretty amazing. So you put those on there. Look, here we go. So I wanted a little something to put in my studio area so that I could have something functional. Here's another one I did. It's a little bit bigger one. It's upside down. This one here, I spray painted a black glitter that Home Depot had the spray cans after Halloween. They had them discounted like 70% off or whatever. So I grabbed a couple cans. So I spray painted this. It's a black, literally a black glitter, and I love it. It is so pretty. So I spray painted that one. Same thing. I put those spacers on the back so that when it hangs on the wall, it's out enough to where my hooks can go through there. Is that not the cutest ever? I just love it. I'm just so happy about it. I'm so pleased about that. So there you have it. Go grab yourself a frame. You could easily go to the dollar store and grab a dollar frame, get 8x10, cut down a pegboard, space it out a little bit, hang it on your wall, put your hooks on there, put your tools on there, and there you go. There's your DIY tip for the week. Join me next Sunday night as I try to do this every week. I would love to join you and come share some tips with you and some things that I've learned, some things that I do, and hopefully inspire you to do something too. So have a wonderful week. Love y'all. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye.